Yani unaona wife yako ni fan wako. Unashindwa. How come uko nje niko celebrated, nikikuja huku ndani unani correct. Unani correct kama nani?
Wewe ni nani? Kwani hujui una deal na nani?
Hujui una deal na the biggest artist in Kenya at this time.
Whose song is the biggest? It's a #1 song in all the radio stations. Well, a very, very warm welcome to the Goldmine show. This week we are excited that you could just join us yet again. We have an amazing story, and in case you missed last week, man, you need to check it on our YouTube page and also on our Facebook page. We had an amazing conversation with Pitson himself, man, a young man that had beef with God, man. Have you ever gotten to the point where you write a note to God and say to him, "You're not serious"? And just having the confidence that he gets to read it. But he finished the show last week with such a beautiful song, and you need to check this big song, man. Atatoboa, man. Kijana Atatoboa. And we want to just pick it up from where we left it last time. Sign up and then follow us on the Goldmine page on Facebook, on YouTube, as well as on Instagram. And Pitson, good to have you again, man.
Good to be here.
Wambia hatukuishia. Siona watu hata hatuja change bana.
Tume record 2 part B.
Tume record 2 part B. Tuko tu hapa, my friends. Tunatoboa tu.
You know?
Tunatoboa tu. Good to have you this week, man.
Wacha nirudie. Hii energy unatoa wapi?
Hii energy, my friend. Nilikwambia passion na my energy kuna mahali zinakuanga na relationship. Nika wewe ukifanya atatoboa, my friend. Uli get lost last week, my friend. Ulishianga jo. Ulishiaga ukaenda nayo jo.
Mungu akinipatia half the energy you have.
My friend, ni juhu hujajicheki. Wacha na siku tukupatia feedback, my. Tukikucheki pale tukizienda stage.
So you on stage sasa. Uko show time.
My friend, you know, history ya kusema we want to see the gold coming out of people.
Amen.
Is a passionate sport for me.
Yeah.
It's a passionate sport for me. And I keep saying if we do this show and only one guy changes, and they connect their dots and they rise to significance, rise to their greatness and unleash their potential.
We've succeeded.
My friend, tume succeed. Tumetoboa.
Tumetoboa.
Kijana ametoboa.
Goldmine.
Goldmine, my friend.
I love that concept. I love that concept.
No, I think inside of every one of us there is gold. There is greatness. Sometimes that greatness can be covered in dust.
Oh yeah.
And it can be covered in discouragement, can be discovered. Ni story yako bado. If you think about it, bottom 5 Nepalivo, it was still the same guy going through a certain phase in life. And you know, life sometimes happens in seasons.
Yeah.
And sometimes you can go through this season that pushes you down, that you almost doubt your greatness.
Yeah.
But the reason why we do this show is to keep reminding you, even when you're down there, the greatness is still inside of you. And we can't quit. We've got to keep nurturing it and funding it. Na tukisikia story kaya ya Pitson, my friend, we go encourage her.
We thank God, man.
Kabisa, man.
Thank God.
Yep. So last time we went to law school. Tukaingia law school. Hapo ndio tulifika.
Tuko law school?
Yes.
Law school gave me 2 things.
Yes.
Other than the knowledge in law, it gave me language.
Right.
Yeah.
Right.
One of the things I tell young people.
Lugha ya mawakili.
Don't be lazy in language.
Right.
Yeah.
Right.
Don't be lazy in language.
Correct.
It doesn't matter how much you know. Kama huwezi express in a profound way.
Right.
Watu wanaweza kukuhata.
Kabisa.
Yet when I'm wise, but hujui kuji-express.
You're not able to express it, right.
Don't be lazy in language.
Right. Be diligent with it.
Be diligent.
Work at it.
Work at your language.
Obtain it.
Kabisa.
Kabisa.
And at this juncture, let me explain the difference between education and learning.
Right.
Education,
leo utakuwa profound,
you go to a class. You go to a class and learn.
Yes.
Sio kila mtu ako na hiyo privilege.
Right.
Learning, you can do it from the comfort of your house.
Right. Right.
Read a book, and a YouTube, just learn.
Experiences also give you learning as well. Correct.
And don't be lazy in language.
Work at it.
Work at it.
Right.
How you talk matters a lot.
Right.
The other thing law gave me is confidence.
Right.
Yeah.
Right.
It gave me a lot of confidence to even stand before people and express myself.
Right.
Remember, mimi niko mtu broken, nimetoka kwa poverty. So hauna confidence.
Correct.
Hauna self-esteem.
Right.
But it gave me that, and I thank God for that.
I don't know, Pitson, why that is important. I've also come to realize life sometimes is not too much for the educated.
It's true.
Sometimes it's more for the confident. The guy who says, I'm here, I can get it done, man.
Yeah.
And when I look at you, you look like you can get it done. And they're given those opportunities. And sometimes I slide from the guys who are too educated and they go to people who are confident. I think that life is for the confident, man.
It's true.
It takes confidence to do a lot of things.
It takes confidence to succeed.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
My friend, tweet.
Yeah. It takes confidence and a lot of courage.
Correct.
To succeed, because sio kila mtu ako na the confidence and the courage to fail.
Right.
Yeah.
Right.
And as we'll see in a few minutes,
you've got to
failure is a big part
of success.
Yeah.
You can't actually talk about success without failure.
90% of billionaires right now, at one point, they were either declared bankrupt or auctioned.
Right, right. And someone actually talked about the lesson of how to do things is important, but also the lesson of how not to do things is also equally important.
Extremely important.
And sometimes it also takes the confidence to try something, to sometimes learn how not to do things. Either you learn through a bit of yours, but also through other people's.
It's true.
And it also takes confidence either way, just to even attempt. Kujiambia najiamini, my friend, I want to do this thing.
Kama na fail ni failure huko mbele. It takes a lot of courage and
either way I'll have learned how not to do things in case this does not work. In fact, in my own life, by the way, Pitson, I have said I never fail personally. It will either work my way or I'll learn how not to do it.
Ah, nice. Nice.
Either way, I never failed, man.
Yeah.
Either way, I never failed.
John Maxwell used to say,
yes.
You either win or you learn.
Right.
But you never lose.
Correct. That's exactly it, man. That's exactly it.
You will learn.
Absolutely. Absolutely.
So anyway, so I went to law school, nimemaliza, nimenini.
Right.
Then I 2 years into it,
yep.
I figured this is not my thing.
Right.
I changed to finance.
Right.
So I went to do finance in JKUAT.
Right.
At JKUAT, that's where my life changed.
Right.
Musically.
Right.
Because mkona time mob sana mkiwa kampo ya kufanya tizi na band mna meet nini.
Yes.
So that's where I met some of the band members that I have.
Right.
Who have degrees but they've chosen
and you're still together to date. Right.
Watafanya tu their thing.
Kabisa. Talanta, man.
Talanta.
Kabisa.
From JKUAT, I go to the bank. 3 years nikapiga pale.
The banker.
The bank.
The banker. Kabisa.
Banking taught me 2 things again.
Right, right.
One is targets.
Right. My goals.
My goals.
Lazima to achieve.
That you can't be operating in a vacuum.
Right.
Lazima ukue unajua pale ndo naenda. If I don't hit it, I'm a red.
Right.
If I hit it and surpass it, I'm a green.
Right. And there is a benefit of achieving it at the same time.
Yes.
Right.
So if you're a green, kuna benefits mob sana.
Kabisa.
Banking also
enjoy.
Yes. Banking also taught me, and this has helped me in life.
Right.
Sales.
Right.
The ability to convince someone.
Right.
That they have a need they don't realize.
Right.
And sort that need.
Yes.
That is sales.
Mulianza at a point they didn't realize that they have a need. But you've created a need.
But unamwambia una need credit card wewe.
My friend.
Ama una need mortgage.
Yes.
Have you ever thought of having a house?
Hii insurance hujachukua. Unahitaji, my friend.
Na.
Yes.
Ndio maana niko hapa. I can give it to you.
I can sort you out.
So they were just moving on with life. They didn't realize.
Right.
They
and you interrupted life a bit.
Yeah.
Uka introduce kitu ndani.
And you sort it.
Kabisa.
And there are people I saw, take a loan at the bank and totally changed their lives.
Kabisa.
They did business. And there are people who took the same loan.
Right.
Someone is young.
Right.
They have a job.
Right.
At KQ, probably they are pilots.
Right.
They take 4 million, totally destroy their lives.
Right.
I saw
different outcomes.
Different outcomes of the same thing.
Ule msee mind yake hati yake mahali uko. Back to last week's show.
Ayuko transformed by the renewal.
So they're asking for what they can't handle yet.
You can't handle yet.
Right.
Talking of handling yet.
Right.
At the bank, I released a song called Lingala ya Yesu.
My friend, that song is a big song. Monster of a song, man. You did that while you're still a banker?
I did that while I was still a banker.
Right.
But by that time, in my heart, nina struggle sana na kwenda bank.
Right.
I did banking for 3 years.
Right.
First 2 years, amazing.
Right.
I am in my place, pleasing my parents.
Right.
Pleasing my girlfriend at that time.
Proud.
Very proud.
Proud of their son. proud of the boyfriend as well.
Akiingia pale bank
anasikia poa sana tu.
Hey, yani where are my enemies waone?
Waone my friend, another table has been laid.
The Lord has laid a table at the presence of my enemies.
So sometimes that's why you need to keep your enemies alive sometimes, so that they can see you on your table, man.
I know.
Kabisa.
But God sometimes interrupts that table.
Right.
So the third year, now feel too, this is not my thing.
I'm struggling with this.
I'm really struggling. I could get to the door of the bank.
Right.
Kitu inaniuliza, where are you going?
Wow.
Wacha niache kusema kitu. Purpose was calling me.
Right.
And the Holy Spirit was asking me, unaenda? Where are you
going? Zingine ni hapo sasa ndio una struggle now, because my friend, I mean, when I think about what the journey has been to get into this point.
Imagine.
Finally I can get to a rest of some sort and enjoy life
and
somehow.
And God interrupts that
and
rest.
Then God, just barely before I settle in, because that 3 years is a short place of time.
I know. It reminds me of Abraham and Isaac.
Yeah.
Tumeombea Isaac all our lives.
90 something years.
Bana. Finally amefika. God anasema sacrifice Isaac.
Oh my goodness.
In heaven
zingine ni ngumu.
Kila kitu tunafanya hapa ni ya kuget crowns.
Kabisa.
Tukifika heaven.
Right.
But bado Bible inasema you'll take that crown and lay down
at his feet.
Hivyo ndio yufanya.
He never wants greater now than the crown. Yes.
Ataki ikue ever about the crown.
Kabisa.
Or the reward.
Right.
Or the child.
It has to be about
or
him.
the job.
Right.
Or the degree.
Correct.
He doesn't want you to ever get to a place where you're attached to the blessing more than the blessing.
Kabisa.
Yeah, ataki.
At that point, it even becomes an idol.
It
becomes an idol.
It becomes an idol.
Right.
So God has started now calling me into another life. I have released Lingala Yesu.
Yes.
Imeshoot.
It's a monster song, my friend. To date, it's still a big song, man.
Monster hit.
It's a monster hit, man.
But there was a problem.
Right.
It got to my head.
Right.
It got to a place where, and you know, earlier we were sharing about this.
Yep.
It got to a place where you're making so much money.
Yep.
And you have success, but you are not ready for success.
Right.
You remember that thing we said, mtu amechukua loan ya 4 million, but hauna the ability to handle millions.
You're not ready for that amount.
You're not ready for that amount.
Yes.
So people would buy.
So it is not a blessing now, it becomes a problem.
It becomes a problem.
Kabisa.
And fame for me, what I would say is, ilikuja too fast.
That song was a monster, man.
I know.
It was a monster, man.
So you're always on planes.
Right.
From one show to another.
Going doing gigs all over.
Yeah.
Yes.
And all those gigs have big money.
Right.
I touched money that I didn't touch in the bank.
Yet in the bank you touched quite some money.
Whoa. So ukona do.
So at this point you've exited the bank completely now.
Umetoka
sasa we are focusing on this thing. We are building on music.
Focusing on music.
Right.
And it is working.
Right. It is working.
But you're not ready.
Right.
You're not ready.
Success came faster than your preparation for it.
Yeah. Surprise success is more dangerous than no success.
Wow.
Wow. It is dangerous.
Wow.
Then I want to talk to artists who are listening to me.
Yep.
They want this thing too bad.
Right.
Yeah. Unataka hiyo monster hit unaitaka.
And you are working hard at it.
Inaweza kuja ikuue.
Ikumalize.
Kabisa.
You are not ready for it.
And not just artists. Hata kuna msee sahi anataka sana business yake work ama job.
Right.
Ama inaweza kuja.
Unatafuta hizi ma breakthrough.
My friend, inaweza kuja.
Yes.
Ikuue.
Ikumalize.
Work
man,
on
we need to talk about that.
Yeah. Work. Acha nikwambie.
Yes.
My wife has been with me. By the time we were getting married in 2013, we were together 7 years.
You had been dating for 7 years.
Yeah.
Right.
Aliona nikiwa broke, ameona nikiwa na do.
Right.
Lingala Yesu has happened.
Yep.
Nimeshika pesa, nimeanza kumdharau.
Juu ya do. Na likamsa zile hauna do.
First time I ever entered into Java.
Yes.
Kushika hivi fork na knife, hata sikuwa najua how they operate.
Yes.
It was my wife's family that had taken me out.
Wow. When she was your girlfriend at that time?
She was my girlfriend at that time.
Right.
So madhake amesema, hey, I need to meet your boyfriend.
Yes.
Tumeenda Java, hata sijui kushika knife, sijui kushika.
My friend na mreshi ndio huyu hapa na madhake mazee. Kuna venye utatuangusha ama itakuaje bana?
Imagine. Na bado alistand.
Yes. She can see your struggle with the 4K knife.
Juu yeye alipata job mbele yangu, alikuwa ananilipia rent ya 4K.
Wow.
Nimeshika do, nimeanza kumdharau.
Wow. No way.
Men,
Hii do imekuwa ya maana kumshinda.
situonge na wanaume bana.
Tubonge nao. Kamera ndio hizi hapa.
Wanaume. Hii kitu inafanyanga tunashika pesa. Unaona udem umekuwa na yeye 10 years, 15 years. Yani nothing.
Na amesimama na wewe throughout.
Manzi amekuwa na wewe.
Amekamsa zile haukuwa na kakitu.
Udem alikuwa nakuchangia fair.
Bana. Na sasa umeanza madharau.
Juu umeshika millions, unaona udem hawezi. Wanaume turudi kwa msalaba, tuambie Mungu, change our hearts, change our minds. Udem. We men who are listening to me na uliachana na udem, juu ulipata do, mrudie. That's your mama.
Acha kiburi ya 20 cents.
Wacha.
Na tumadharau tu 20 cents.
Pesa kidogo.
Juu ya pesa kidogo.
I'll see what I can do.
Man.
Oh my God.
You know that is very serious, man. So she stood with you when you had nothing.
All through.
But now you're going for gigs. Money is coming.
Bana.
Fame is coming.
Nimekuwa star mpaka kwa hao.
Umekuwa star. Yaani umeleta ile ustar yako kwa hao.
Kwa nyumba. Yaani unaona wife yako ni fan wako. Unashindwa. How come uko nje niko celebrated, nikikuja huku ndani unani correct.
Unani correct kama nani? Wewe ni nani? Kwani hujui na deal na nani?
Hujui na deal na the biggest artist in Kenya at this time.
Whose song is the biggest? It's a #1 song in all radio stations. How did she deal with it?
She was broken. She was really broken. She went through a rough time. And I took her through a rough time.
And it didn't occur to you
that I'm hurting her.
Yeah.
No, I'm a superstar.
You're still the star. You're a star out there and a star at home.
In fact, thinking yangu ilikuwa, mbona udema ni celebrate?
Venye na celebrate huko nje.
Huko nje.
What's up with this girl? She can't see.
But men seek to love your women.
Right.
Women seek to understand your men. Women pray. My wife alianza kuomba. Turudi pale kwa maombi.
Pale.
Manzi alikuwa anaenda fasting 3 days. Ana pray. One day I remember, and I'll tell this story. It's an embarrassing story, but I'll tell it anyway. We were flirting with some chick. So we are flirting nini.
Kwa kasimu tu.
Na niko married. This chick says, can we meet? Nikienda, wife yangu alikuwa fasting, I think 3 days. That was the 3rd day. Nikienda nilipata 4 punctures.
Kwa hiyo safari tu.
I never made it.
Maombi.
And I have never made it. Hata sikufika kwa udem.
Sasa udem ananiaje kwani haufiki? Kunaendaje bana?
Namwambia relax.
Niko njiani nakam tu bado. Nakam.
Sikuwaifika. Women whose husbands have lost the way, I want to urge you to pray.
Pray for them.
Yeah.
Uphold them in prayer.
Hii kitu siku hizi nasikia mademo akisema, ameanza hizo tabia, ngoja ajui, wacha ndamshow.
Atajua ajui.
Hizo vitu haziwakigi.
Didn't work.
Pray.
Ingia kwa magoti.
Manzi pray.
Pray together.
Na still speak life. Juu pia at the same time pia hata kama nilikuwa mbaya, wife yangu pia alikuwa anaongea mbaya. Manzi nikiingia kwa hawa ananiambia kwenda
unajua hata umempeleka umemdharau bana.
I know.
It takes strength for her to even talk nicely to you at that point in time. After all, the way you're also treating her.
Yeah.
It's an echo effect sometimes.
It is.
It's an echo effect.
And you know, women Kenya tunawapea how we hold for 9 months. You can give her a seed and I hold for 9 months. Anakupatia ikiwa mtoi. So ukimpatia bad words, ataimarinate, atakupatia hell.
Kabisa. But you know well there, Pitson, because I think there are many of our celebs, and sometimes we look at some of these celebrity marriages, if I would call them that. Yeah. How would you, and I think there are many of them out there, how would you help them? Because we would want to see them also succeed in that space.
I know.
I mean, when you think about marriage is of God.
It is.
When we see it going apart because it is celebrity, it doesn't feel good.
It doesn't.
We want to see it holding together. It is not the plan of God. So having been there, done that, got the t-shirt for it, coming back, what would you want to say to them?
2 things.
Yes.
One is prayer. Pray together.
Right.
Yeah. Well, 3 things. 1, prayer. 2, seek help.
Right.
As guys talk to a pastor, Pastor Ndivo, we talk to him. tukamwambia hizi ndio vitu tunapitia.
Tuko hapa.
Yeah, and he walked with me. He's my mentor now.
Right.
He walked with me to a place where I could see. Yani aliniambia Pitson, acha usta.
Yeah.
Number 3 is
punguza hiyo usta yako jo.
Number 3 is humility.
Right.
You don't have the monopoly of wisdom.
Right.
Na the buck doesn't stop with you.
Right.
When King Nebuchadnezzar alifika place akafika yeye ni star, yeye ameconquer the world. He had a dream. The first words as Daniel is interpreting his dream, the first words of that interpretation says, after you there will come another.
You're not the last one.
Yeah. So where jua, whether you're the CEO, the president, the pastor, senior pastor, bishop, biggest artist right now, after you
there will be another.
Yeah.
It does not end with you.
Kanga ukijua hivyo.
Yes.
After you there will be another. Tulia. So nikatulia. God alinipeleka through process.
Pastor helped you a lot just to get down on your feet again.
Yeah. But pia God alinifinya.
Oh, ulifinywa?
Nilifinywa man.
Alikufinyaje bana?
First of all,
yes.
God alikat sauce ya ido.
Do ikaanza kudry.
Do imedry. Ulikuwa unashika do bigi, sasa unashindwa kulipa hao ya 20k.
How?
Aibu imeingia, madeni zimeingia. God alinipitia through that process. Ndio nifike place. I got to a place. Nilipiga hivi magoti, nikaambia God,
nimekubali.
I can hear you now.
Yeah.
God aniliza, can you hear me now? So yes, I can hear you.
Amekufinya kwa kona.
Umefinywa. Na kama kuna mwanaume sasa anafinywa, ajue go back.
Enda usikize Mungu.
Enda usikize.
Sikiza.
Kuna kitu anasema.
Yes.
Because God,
you're too busy to hear.
Hey. Let me say this quote by C.S. Lewis. He said,
right.
Pain is the megaphone God uses to speak to a deaf world.
Wow.
He said that even though pain is a bad megaphone for God to use, it requires a level of attention that pleasure will not give you. Pain is what God uses to turn us into fully convinced servants.
Wow.
Yeah.
Wow.
Fully convinced servants.
Kabisa.
Pain. Inakuchonga, you become humble.
Hii pleasure inakuwa ni distraction. So anakuingiza pale kwa pain. Now he has your attention.
Now that we are talking about Goldmine.
Right.
Gold takes fire.
Right. To refine.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
It takes fire to refine.
Kabisa. Na si fire kidogo. Saa zingine intense.
Si fire ya kuni.
Hapana. Si ya kupika chai. Hapana.
Hii ni fire ya gold.
Real fire.
Appreciate the fire in your life.
Correct.
It is part of the process.
And it produces something far beautiful, refined,
amazing
stuff.
Amazing.
Worth much more.
Now my wife is happy.
Wow.
She is a jewel and I treat her like a jewel.
Awesome.
And I respect her a lot.
Awesome.
She left 2 times. She came back.
Wow.
Now we are happy.
Right.
And I want to finish with this. The process.
Right.
God is taking people through. Finish that process.
But you know, it's
usikuwe mtu wa shortcut.
It's such a blessing just to hear that then that marriage became strong again.
Yeah.
It became fully restored.
Yeah.
And today you can look at it and say, we are going far together.
No.
And our family is intact.
It is
I'll
intact.
do the big things that I do out there, but I'll also be the great husband at home as well.
And when I come to the house, I'm a husband.
You're a husband, not that star.
I'm not a celeb, superstar.
Right.
I'm a husband.
Right.
Tutasaidiana.
Na hii capacity to separate these two, I think is important.
Yeah.
Sometimes we want to become CEOs at home.
Imagine.
To your wife, man.
You want to order people. Wewe ni OCS huko nje.
Ati nyumbani ni extension
ya ofisi. Unaambia tu wewe kuja hapa.
It doesn't work like that.
Kwa nyumba wewe ni baba.
Kabisa. Play that role at that point in time.
Relax.
Wow.
And for God to take me through that,
right.
It took something that I want us to talk about.
Right.
Allow me.
Right, go ahead.
And that thing, like we said, inarudi kwa akili. Right now there's a problem.
Yep.
Young people want it too much.
Right.
And they want to jump from 100 to 1 million.
Right. Hatutaki kungoja.
And that's why betting is huge.
Right.
Because I want a system where I can throw in 100 bob.
And it comes out.
Ikuje ikiwa 10 million.
Kabisa. Overnight.
Seize that mentality.
Microwave, instant things.
Ile siku uta deal with the fact that I will build my house brick by brick.
Right.
Cement by cement.
Right.
And if I have to buy anything, I'll have to save for it.
Correct.
And things will go like this.
Right.
Why are people going into churches, paying a pastor to pour oil on your head so that things can change in your life?
See, earlier on, I think last week's show, you actually talked about virtue.
Yeah.
And I think virtue is a journey.
Yeah.
We build these things through a process. Because if you think about brick by brick, as you said, cement in between and all, it's a process. It builds character. It begins to build patience. It begins to build all these things. And I think it's part of what we forfeit. It's actually the price of instant.
It is.
If you go instant, you'll never get the time to build these virtues.
And what will God do? Atakurudisha uanze tena.
Uanze tu tena. Because we it cannot, if you go up there and you did not build the character that keeps you there, then it becomes a problem.
You don't have the right foundation. Kushikilia 7 floors or 8 floors.
It will collapse.
It will collapse.
It will eventually collapse.
It will collapse.
Pitson, there are many and there are many artists today.
Yeah.
And I want to talk to two different kind of artists.
Yeah.
There are some of them that have been laboring hard.
Yeah.
They probably did not get the benefit of what you had with your Lingala. So that just became an instant hit. Yeah. There's a guy who's done 5 songs, 10 songs, and they're still not even getting airplay anywhere.
Yeah. Yeah.
What do you want to say to that kind of a guy? What does he need to do, man?
Bro or seize, don't take shortcuts.
Right.
Manzi wacha God amalizane tu na wewe. Take, kama nyumba inafungwa wacha ifungwe.
Lakini unajua sasa ataandika ile God akataya huko serious bana. Hii kitu nimeichapa miaka.
But me saina appreciate your process.
Right.
Because I'm who I am because nilipitia hizo shida.
Kabisa.
Hii kitu ya shortcuts because tumechochwa na prosperity gospel.
Right.
Yeah. That it will happen. Yes. It will happen.
Right.
Hebrews chapter 11 talks of people who are fathers of faith.
Right.
And they died before seeing it.
Yes.
You have to be okay with the fact that if I die without seeing it, I'm okay.
Yep.
Let God be God. His sovereignty is not attached to the fact that it will happen.
Right.
Meaning, place.
Whether it happens or not, he's still sovereign.
He's God.
He's still God.
He is God.
Right. So keep doing your thing.
Yeah. And God will never give you something that is still a very big deal to you.
Right.
Yeah.
Lest it destroys you. Itakumaliza.
Wako na watoi.
Right.
Sometimes you demonstrate your love to those children by the things you withhold.
Kabisa.
Yeah.
Kabisa.
So kama ujamaliza process yenye your hit song ikikam, uko na the right character to handle it, it will destroy you.
Keep working on your character in the meantime. Keep working on the valleys.
Pole.
But keep building on it.
Keep building on it.
Right.
Song by song.
Right.
Wealth is built in decades.
Right.
Sijui yani hiyo
See
kitu.
Overnight.
Sijui hiyo kitu tuta instillaje.
Right.
In the minds of young people
kwa
today.
Twitter tena, my friend. Hizi leo
Twitter.
It's built over time.
Is built in decades.
Right.
Manze wasewa go through. Young men. Betting is huge.
Right.
Because they'd like that shortcut.
Right.
Young ladies. Sponsorship is huge. Because they don't want to go through the process.
Correct.
One day I'd like to look at my daughter straight in the eye and say, never let a man pay your rent. Because even as your dad, I built what I have step by step. I never stole from anyone.
Right. I've built it with my own hands.
I never depended on luck.
Right.
Yeah.
Took time to build it.
I never bought anointing oil.
Right.
From anyone. Na vifagio na sijui maji ya
umeijenga
miracle water.
Kill it step by step. Unaijenga.
If you're okay
and
with
as you do,
and if you're okay with that,
yes,
God will bless you.
Kabisa.
The works of your hands.
And I think it will be rich because then you'll not only then get to the top, but you'll get up there with character, with patience,
you have the right
with
character,
virtue built in you, with all these beautiful things to handle then where you're going to. And you know, it takes me to the second set of artists, man. Wengine wamefika pale, my friend, lakini sasa they've become larger than life.
I will tell them,
and they do not know how to manage this thing, man.
I will tell them what Daniel told Nebuchadnezzar.
Yes.
After you,
there will be others.
There will come another.
Right.
Yeah. Tulia
too.
God aliambia, was it Elisha or Elijah? I can't remember. I have others in the caves who've never bowed down to Baal.
It was Elijah. I'm the only prophet left. Yes.
Just know that there is no hit song that goes beyond a year.
Right.
Yeah.
Right.
Leo, we are celebrating nini. Kesho it's another.
Right.
Tomorrow is after you. There'll be another.
There'll be another.
What will sustain you when you don't have a hit song? is the relationships you build.
Right.
Yeah.
Right.
There are pastors who call me to their churches, not because I have a hit song,
Right.
but because they know me.
They know you.
Up to today.
They've watched you.
Yeah.
They've watched you.
Women hapa because I have a hit
Hey,
song.
my friend. Need you
In 2020, yeah.
tunakujua.
Build character,
Absolutely.
build relationships.
Absolutely.
Stay humble.
Right.
And because I can sense this show is coming to an end,
Right.
allow me to read 1 Timothy
Yes.
chapter 6.
Kabisa.
If you allow me.
Go ahead. Go ahead. Go ahead.
Because this
And now that you are even going to 1 Timothy, unajua this gospel industry.
Yeah.
Kuna saa zingine tunaisikia, saa zingine tunashindwa kunaendaje.
Yeah.
And I think we need to speak into it as well.
I know.
So that then we have an anchoring. Because then I would imagine the gospel is about ministry as well. And you want to minister to the souls of men. It should never be a debate. Is that gospel? Is it not gospel?
And it's
But we
only
seem
in
to see
Kenya,
it.
by the way,
Yeah.
where kuna hiyo debate, is it gospel or not?
Right.
Nigeria,
Right.
gospel is gospel.
Secular is secular. Na tuko clear.
Tanzania,
So where do we lose it here?
character zetu haziko built. People are singing about a God who they don't know.
We've got to go back to the relationship with him.
Na tusitry
We've got
kukua
to
kama
know.
dunia.
Right.
Yeah. 1 Timothy chapter 6, I'll read from verse 6 very quickly.
Right.
Godliness with contentment is great gain.
Right.
For we brought nothing to the world and we will take nothing out of it.
Correct.
But if we have food, clothing, we will be content with that.
Right.
People who want to get rich fall into temptation and a trap and into many foolish and harmful desires that plunge men into ruin and destruction.
Wow.
For the love of money is the root of all evil.
Right.
Some people eager for money have wandered from the faith and pierced themselves with many griefs.
Wow.
Hiyo ndio inaitwa mwiba wa kujitonza.
Yes.
You have stress because you don't have a Range Rover.
Right.
We kuwa content
Right.
na hiyo Probox.
Right.
But for you, man of God,
Right.
I'm speaking to you.
Yep.
Flee from all this and pursue righteousness, godliness, faith, love, endurance, and gentleness.
Wow.
Fight the good fight of faith. Take hold of the eternal life to which you were, you were called when you made good your confession.
Wow.
In the presence of many witnesses.
Wow. Wow.
Summary.
Boss, hiyo show umeimaliza.
Summary.
Boss,
Toshekeni na ile kitu Mungu amewapea.
amewapatia.
Wacha next year grow. Next year but one grow. Ambia watoi wako wacha waone tumebuild empire na 20 years. It's not overnight. Yeah.
Friend, man, I can add to this, man. Pitson has decided just to finish the show just like that, man. Boss, Pitson, thank you so much.
Karibu, man. The process.
I need to finish, but I need to know how have you remembered this humble, my friend?
Manze ni process.
Though ulishamaliza show, lakini
Ni process. After me there will come another.
wow.
Yeah.
Very
Na
humbling.
nikikuwa kichwa ngumu, another man will raise my children. Me, I want to raise my children, man. I want to attend my daughter's wedding. So I must remain humble. I must remain humble and know that I don't possess the monopoly of wisdom. Wacha nifuate nyayo za baba.
Wow. We can't end it any differently, my friend. I mean, has that been a conversation or what? I hope you've just picked every wisdom there was to offer in today's show. An amazing man who's done amazing stuff, come from amazing journeys, but still completely acknowledging that God is at the heart of everything that he does and subscribes all his victory to God himself. And talks about the fact that then his past is about God, his present is about God, and even his future still remains to be about God. It's almost becoming a service, man, Pitson.
You know?
It's almost becoming a
You know?
It's exactly why we do this, to just
Yeah.
encourage you, my friend, that the heart of success has got to have God at the heart of it. And if you've got God, then trust the process, man. He's going to walk you through it. He's going to hold your hand. He's going to take you to places greater than you can ever imagine, man. The next time we have Pitson, man, he will tell us about the songs he's writing, because he's writing many of them, giving to some and selling to some and all of that stuff. Maybe some of those songs you've heard are about him, but you may probably not have even seen his name on it.
You know.
But man, this is just what we talk about, man. There is greatness inside of you. The very kid who used to be on the bottom of the class is today commanding their destinies in great ways. And we want to remind you, man, there is greatness inside of you, and you've got to keep nurturing it out. You've got to keep working at it. You've got to become the greatness that you must be, and trust the process even as you rise to that greatness. Until next time, man, I want to encourage you, subscribe to Pitson TV. Pitson TV on
Instagram
YouTube.
at The Real Pitson.
At The Real Pitson,
Yeah.
man. Please subscribe to that one. And while at it, man, should they subscribe to the Goldmine show as well?
Yeah, sure.
Do you want to tell them to do that?
Yeah. Pale YouTube, and then Pale YouTube. Now, this channel you're watching this show from, finya subscribe, the red button, ako ka bell for notification.
Yes.
Yeah.
Kabisa, man.
Goldmine.
Kabisa, man. Goldmine, man.
No, man.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Until next time, God bless you. Keep working the greatness inside of you. No matter what status you are, there is greatness inside of you. Don't quit on it. Keep working on it and trust God through the process. God bless you, and see you next time.